Welcome back, guys. I'm BP, and it's time for Roadcraft. We had quite an adventurous time between episodes. I was hoping to get some steel beams produced, maybe even some metal pipes, get all of our productions up and running. But it turns out there's no way to get everything power without completing this quest. So I did do a big explore on the map, walked all around, got several side quests done. I did get... Let's see, this pipeline I got repaired. There were 3 pieces there that were broken. I did bring power down. There's this sort of backup transformer station. I trenched power down the road and brought it out and got the western radio tower. It's interesting. It still says there's no power up here, but I can't trench any further than that through the concrete. So we'll have to see how that turns out, but we are set and ready to go on our main objective, which is repair the main power substation. We have to bring the truck full of steel beams from the relay, and I spent the time between episodes driving it down here because it was basically, if you remember, there's an area up above here where there's no bridge. So we slogged through a bunch more mud, got it over here, and we should be ready to go with getting the power plant up and running, which should give us access to some of our productions as well. So let's see what happens. Sweet. So that one's done.
Okay. The factory looks good to go for now. Once, it has power. I'm sure you understand what needs to be done. But if we're doing it by the book, restore the power supply to the factory according to regulatory blah blah blah. You get the picture. So, here's the gist. Lay a cable from the power substation to the factory. And please don't get electrocuted. I don't need that on my report. Or my conscience.
Alright, so that's what we were thinking we needed to do. So now we need to restore power to the steel beam facility. So the relay's down, and resurrecting it won't be a stroll in the park. Every piece, every part has a role, and Steel's the unsung hero in this tale. We have the means to forge it, but first let's light the furnace and connect the steel beam facility to the power grid. So let's track it. Let's grab infrastructure. All right, so we have the steel beam facility here, which is great news. We just basically have to bring power across the swamp, which I imagine may be a little harder than we think it is. I do have our trencher up here, so we might just reset that back to the garage. I did buy a second. I bought the upgraded trencher, not the rusted one, so we have an actual vehicle that will perform better. It drives better. It doesn't get stuck as much. Steering isn't as sensitive. When I trenched power down to that western radio tower, it was nice and easy. So we'll grab this guy. Let's head over and get him situated. Just want to double check. The fastest route should be right up here over the bridge, but let's double check that first. Alright, so we're here, and we're trying to get over to there. So actually, we could just come straight out the back. I mean, the question is, we can't really get across the top. There's this big gap. So we'd have to cut the corner here to make that work. Or we could come in the back way. I guess if we want to take the roads, we could just load it up and drive it around. So maybe what we do, maybe that's what we do. Maybe we stick to the roads instead of getting all worked up. So let's grab the Pike equipment trailer. Let's go load this guy up. It'll be a little bit of a longer distance route, but I think it'll be faster. And if that machine gets stuck in the mud, it doesn't have a winch, and I don't think we have anything anywhere near heavy enough to pull that thing out. So let's see about getting loaded up here. Parking brake on, get the ramps down. Jump into the trencher. Not sure which side of the trencher we want facing out. If this truck is even big enough to carry it, we'll have to see. Maybe back it on. Wondering if that's going to make sense. Oh, we might be too wide. We'll have to see. Hold on, we'll give it another try here. Yeah, we are too wide. Okay. Then we are just going to send it. We're going right into the swamp. It's a tracked vehicle. We'll hope for the best. Just assume that we'll be able to make it wherever we need to go. During my exploration of the map between episodes, I did find another base of operation that we can expand to. We have to get some, I think it's concrete slabs and steel beams back to our main base, and then they sort of transfer up there. We'll have to figure it out. But it would be nice to get that up and running, have a secondary location to be able to spawn vehicles from, because it's a pretty big map. This Incommunicado map is not small by any stretch of the imagination. So, alright, so this is, we know, not a great way through the swamp. We've been the other way, so I'm wondering if we can cut the corner here by the hill, right up here on the left, and sort of skirt the swamp because we have tracks. Just need a big enough area to get through, because this is not a small vehicle. So let's see here. Yeah, I think we dump off the trail right here. Hopefully the tracks give us some stability on this uneven terrain. Oh boy, this could be the moment of truth here, guys. We could have to recover this machine. We're going for it. Full send. Yeah, we know the water's deep. Oh, guys, it's going to work out. Just like we planned it. Professionals at what we do. Now, how do we get in over here? Find a way through these trees. Sneak right here along the building. Perfect. Okay, so we don't really want to use the road. I bet we can't go through those wood holes over there. So I think maybe we just go just inside the road and loop it up that way. So let's get in here. Okay. Activate the cable layer. Up a little bit. It says we can't break through that layer, but very clearly we are. I think the wings are just too wide. Okay, yeah, we're good. We need to get into low. Slogging through the mud. Bring it up over here. Trying to stay just on the inside of this road here. Why are we stuck, guys? Need to go straight for another minute before we can turn. Does not like turning, I'll tell you that much. There we go. We'll pull up the map here in just a second to see how far we have to go. Oh, let's not get too close to the road. Okay, straighten out. Got the tracked vehicle and the steering wheel. Very, very sensitive. Okay, folks, so we got a hook a left and get down there, huh? It's going to be a bit uneven up here. That's a bit of a ditch we got to get through in that rock. I'm thinking that rock's going to be a problem, guys. I think we go around the rock. Can't break the surface. Okay, do we need to come up here a little more and re-angle? Okay, we got it connected. Just a little bit finicky. We need to get turned here. Almost there. Home stretch if we can get by this rock on the left without any potential problems. I think that's going to be about it, guys. I think we are going to get it. Nice. Steel beam facility is up.
Good grief! You make it all look easy! With the new power cable, we'll have no trouble keeping this factory running. Great job! If we're to fix this whole area, we can never have too many materials. There's no point just sitting around while we wait for HQ to send us everything we need. Or for everything we need to just fall from the sky. Which, let's be honest, is more probable. I suggest you check out the steel pipes facility. It's close to the center of the operations area. If it's working, we'll be cutting out a lot of waiting time. Speaking of cutting out time, there's a stump mulcher that might be very helpful in clearing a path for you. It's in the truck's shack near the relay. Swing by there and pick it up.
Cool, we got a new truck. So, let's see what our objectives are at this point. Explore the steel pipe facility, which is up here. It's gonna need power. We all know that. That's just the way that's gonna be. So we could try to bring it through the swamp. But the other objective is get the stump mulcher near the relay. So let's... we just jump in here. So let's track this. I mean, we have our pike right here. Why not just drive the 10 feet and get it done? Literally almost parked it in the spot. Is it in that garage over there, presumably? The MTK 100M. Impressive swing arc, large diameter cutting wheel, and tracked for better weight distribution and traction.
This factory isn't going to do us much good if it doesn't have any power. But all these tree stumps won't let you bring a power cable in. Aren't you glad you brought that mulcher? It's time to put it to good use, don't you think?
All right. Presumably we have a new task. Clear the land near the steel pipe facility. Okay, that's not too bad. Let's see, we're over here. Yeah, I think maybe we put him on the pike. And try to drive him up there. I'm guessing the stump grinder is not going to be a very fast vehicle. So let's see. Right back to where we were just a second ago. Jump in here, the MTK 100M. Oh, it's actually not too slow, but bring it up on the pike, put it to use. We have it here, may as well. Let's see, we may have to back it on depending on how high that putter wheel is. Just a little bit over that way, guys. Nope, not too far. Okay. Back it up just a touch. Okay. Seems like we might be stuck, but... activate the mulcher. Seems like we somehow got high centered on our own truck. Oh, there we go. Don't fall off. Okay. Right, so let's do this. Let's actually back it on so we don't have a problem with the cutter wheel getting caught. We're not squared up enough. It might be worth grabbing a controller at some point and having that for the tracked vehicles, because the steering wheel is just... You turn the wheel and nothing happens, and then all of a sudden the tracked vehicles just start spinning on a dime. And I found the rusty ones are particularly bad. When you buy, like when I bought that new cable layer, it was definitely... Okay, guys, we're just wiggling at this point. Come on. When I bought that new cable layer, it definitely drove better and was more responsive to the wheel. Okay. Well, despite the challenges, we got it done. Nope, we're in the wrong vehicle. Let's zoom in a little further this time. And our route to where we're going. Up here, around the track. And then we'll just pull in. Yeah, we're not going to go through the swamp, so we'll loop through. We'll get to here. We also have to explore the steel pipe facility, which, you know, let's actually... We'll start with that since we're going to drive through there anyways. Let's get all-wheel drive and diff lock turned on. We don't want any slipping and sliding when we got a load on the back. Nice and easy. We're a bit top heavy, so we don't want to take the turns with too much speed. Smooth is slow, or slow is smooth, smooth is fast. Is that the saying? Alright, nice and easy. There we go. Now we can give her a little throttle. Seems like we might need a clutch brake on that stump grinding wheel. It's just forever spinning. Alright, we are getting closer. Gotta be careful. I think there are a couple of little muddy spots up here we're going to want to avoid. We don't want to get bogged down with all this weight on the back. Speaking of muddy spots, here we are with one of those. Try to maintain some speed through it. That did not work with speed. We hit something and bounced. There we go, digging ourselves out. Not too shabby. And it looks like we should be right up here on the left, correct? Let's see. Nope, that's a construction depot. Nope, we didn't even have to go through that mud. We're supposed to go hard right here. Just taking a little side adventure. Gonna leave it low until we get squared away on this path. In case it's a little bit muddy. Are we out of all-wheel drive? What's going on here, guys? There we go. Took us out of low gear, and it took us out of diff lock as well. Not what we need with this kind of load. All right. One step closer.
Oh, for Pete's sake. This place is a complete and utter dump. I don't think you can do much until you clean this joint up. Might be an idea to get the larger hunks of trash, like that scrap metal, out of the way. At least there are some cranes that can help with that.
Oh yeah, we've played with the cranes. We've enjoyed the cranes. Okay, so clear the working area by steel pipes, clear the land near the pipe facility. Excellent. Now we just got to get through this sloppy area without tipping over. I did bring our mule with the crane through here on one of my adventures and hit one of these small barrels, and it just catapulted the mule onto its side. I was like, okay, guys, settle down. All right, I think we want to leave the pipe on the pavement. And we're off. Go on, you can make the turn. Good job. All right, so they want us to clear this area of stumps. Clear the area of objects. I don't know if that means trees. Okay, the mulcher is active. Oh yeah, it's marking them all for us. Great. Okay, yeah, let's just drive into them and away they go. Does the swiping motion help, or is it just time? Seems like it's just a time thing. I think this will be a helpful tool to have. Be able to clear some of the roads with the big trees on them. Does seem to do better just as far as staying on target if you sort of take them from the side and just steer into them. Yeah, see, the rest of these should pop up here in just a second, right? Because we have to do all of them all the way across. That one didn't make any noise when we were grinding it. Yeah, these ones aren't making a ton of noise. They make noise when they disappear, but they aren't. There we go, got some grinding noise. Looping up and getting this one, then we'll swing down and get that low one. Oh, missed it. Slid back down the hill a little too much. Perfect. So I think they're going to want us to trench right up that huge muddy path. Which, you know, the trencher doesn't seem to have many problems with that, so... Yeah, I think the challenge with the steering wheel and the tracked vehicles is that if you are giving the vehicle no gas, like right now, I'm not touching the gas, but I turn the steering wheels, it tries to turn and pivot in place, which makes sense. I understand that mechanic in regards to, you know, why you want your tracked vehicles to do that. It's the advantage of being able to turn in one spot. Unfortunately, I don't want the tracks to move in any way, whether we're spinning in place or driving, unless I'm on the gas, because the gas pedal is what should be indicating to the vehicle that you're receiving throttle. And so when you're trying to get stuff on, you know, say a trailer or in a tight spot, it just makes it a little bit challenging when it's moving on its own. All right, very cool. Let's go ahead and deactivate that. Drive it back to the steel pipe facility. And then I think maybe we try to make a quick run up here with the cable layer and get some power up here. We'll have power to both of our basic facilities, our steel beams and our steel pipe. Now I have 3 steel beams, which is great. I just don't know how I got them. I don't feel like I found any. Maybe I'm getting them as rewards for some of the tasks. Maybe that's it. I also have 2 wood, which again, I haven't collected any wood, so we must be getting these as rewards for tasks. I can't imagine that grinding stumps results in us getting wood. We probably have to collect it and process it, so nice to start having some resources. Just gonna put this guy right over here. Okay, great. Now let's find our cable layer, which should be back over here. And this task, clear the working area. I bet it's a side convert. Bring steel beams to the high post so we don't. Infrastructure. Connect the steel pipe facility to the electrical field. Yeah, that's what we want to do. So we need to come over to this side of the facility and run up this path. Oh, that's a sand quarry. Oh, we lost it. Where'd we go? All right, so we need to run up here, probably across, and then up through here. So you know what, guys? I think that's going to be a long project. It's not one of our main missions. Maybe I'll do that between episodes. That was a very productive episode. We got the power run from, well, actually, we got the main power substation turned on. We got power run from the main substation to the steel beam facility. We acquired our first stump grinder, and we cleared the stumps leading to the steel pipe facility so we could have a clear run to get power up there. So that's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to drop a like and turn on notifications for more videos, and we'll see you in the next one.